The Open Box. Walter was a father who loved his family very much, but he had a strange habit. Every day, after he finished his work, he would come home and place all his earnings into a small, locked wooden box. His wife, Eleanor, and their children, Jasper and Clara, would watch him do it, their hearts feeling a little heavy. The house was always quiet, and the cupboards were often bare. Eleanor would look at the nearly empty shelves, wondering how she would make a meal for her hungry family. Jasper and Clara would look up at her with sad eyes, their stomachs rumbling. The children would often stand at the fence, watching other children play with bright, colorful toys. They longed for a ball to kick or a kite to fly, but they knew their father's money was locked away, and there was never any left for such things. One day, Walter fell very ill. He was so weak he could not get out of bed. Eleanor stayed by his side, her hand on his forehead, her heart filled with worry. The children watched from the doorway, their faces pale with fear. The doctor came and examined Walter. He told Eleanor that Walter needed an operation right away. The children listened from the hallway, their small hands clasped together, hoping their father would get better. Eleanor went to the locked wooden box, but she knew it was no use. The key was on Walter's chain, and he was too sick to even speak. She sat on the floor, her shoulders slumped, feeling helpless and alone. Just then, Eleanor's father, Grandfather George, arrived. He saw the sadness in his daughter's eyes and the worry on his grandchildren's faces. He knew immediately what had happened. Without a word, Grandfather George reached into his own pocket and pulled out a small pouch. He placed it in Eleanor's hands. "Go," he said, "and get your husband the help he needs." The operation, Walter was much better. He was sitting up in his hospital bed when Grandfather George came to visit. "Money is meant to be spent on the people you love," Grandfather George said, his voice quiet but firm. "It is not meant to be locked away." From that day on, Walter was a changed man. He came home and opened the wooden box, giving the money to Eleanor for groceries and for the children to buy toys. He learned that the greatest treasure was not in a locked box, but in the happy faces of his family.